Hi guys, Vigorous Rapscallion here with another quick chip update. Today we're going to be doing the comparer chip. Let's get one in front of us. There we go. So this one's pretty simple. Let's use our wire tool to take a closer look at our nodes here. Looks like we've got left side, right side, and we've got if red equals green, and else. Okay, so right side, or left side and right side seems pretty self-explanatory. That's going to be the left side and the right side of this equation here. Now, if the equation is true, we're going to get an output of 1 from here. If the equation is false, the else case, we're going to get an output of 1 from the green node. Let's see how it works. So we're just going to use a hardwired variable and compare two things in that. We're also going to need 2 output chips so we can see what's going on from each of these nodes. Wired up. And what do we want to compare? Let's do a 4 and a 2. So right now we're checking if these are equal, which they are not. There you go. So because 4 is not equal to 2, we get an output from our else case. That gives us an output of 1 from this node. Now, let's say that this was true. What would happen then? Well, there's a couple ways we can make this equation true. We could either change the variables so they're the same, or we could change the function that's in between them. So we go to configure to take a look at our different functions. We've got a less than or greater than, and a less than equal to, a greater than equal to, and we've also got not equals. So 4 is indeed not equal to 2, so we're getting an output from our true state here. So we got a 1 over there. Let's take a look at the rest and make sure they all work. Okay, yeah, 4 is greater than 2. It's also greater than or equal to 2. It is not less than 2, so we're getting an output in our false state there. Nor is it less than or equal to 2, so we're also getting an output in our false state. Let's see real quick just what happens if we have it on one of these and they are equal. So, as you can see, if they're equal, it's going to default to false, which is the same way it would work in math. I just wanted to demonstrate that for anyone who is curious. So, let's go ahead and see what our more advanced options are for this. Because this is well and good, but say that you don't want simple binary logic. You want to take a variable you had from somewhere else in your system, and you want to pass it through to the rest of the system. For instance, let's say that you wanted to have an elevator that goes up and down. Well, you're going to need 2 velocities to do that, so how are we going to get this to output those instead? We're going to go to advanced mode, and you can see we get 2 new nodes here. We're going to go back to wire so we can see what color they are and take a closer look. We're getting the if signal, we're getting the else signal, and you'll notice these both turned to 0 as soon as I went to advanced mode. The reason for that is because advanced mode is going to be checking against, or is going to be outputting whatever's on these nodes. So the node inputs default to 0, so right now they both output a 0 no matter what happens. So we need to put something in both of those. Let's say that we wanted an output of 4 from either node. We're going to get a 4 here. I have a lot of 4s already. Let's make that a 6. And wire it up. So as soon as I wire to else, we get our 6. So because this is false, we're getting it from the else case. It's outputting over there. If it were true, let's change it to a different function. If it were true, we would be getting the same thing, that's 6, but up here. So what's this useful for? Well, say things like the elevator switching there. It's really easy to set up a simple binary switching gate. This is like the simplest elevator you can make. It can only go up and down between one floor. But right now, I'd like to get a better view of the lake, so let's go ahead and make that happen. I could just turn fly on, but, you know, that's beside the point. So we're first going to, actually we can still use that variable. Let's just unwire all this junk over here. So remember in the last video I showed you we can use modulus as an even-odd checker, and I said we were going to use that in the next video, so we are. So we're going to get our combinator. We're going to get 2 of them. One of them is going to be addition, one of them is going to be modulus. There we go, and the modulus, we're checking if it's even or odd, so we want to check against a 2. Let's get that up here. Okay, there's our 2. We put that in the green output, which is once again going to be the right side of the function. Then we set that combinator to iterate each time it gets a signal. We're going to take a signal from this button I have set over here. So now every time I press this button, it's going to go up by 1. We're not going to hook the piston up yet. We're just going to demonstrate how this works. So let's say the two velocities we want to have in our piston are 100 and negative 100. Great. Okay, so we want those to be our custom outputs from our advanced mode comparer chip here. So you can see right now, because we're getting nothing in, it's assuming both are 0. 0 is equal to 0. So there you go. The output we're going to get from this is going to be binary, because it's going to be the remainder of 2. I'm going to hook up an output chip so you can see exactly what I mean by that. There we are. And then we're going to take this, and the good news is we can just leave this at its default setting. The reason for that is it's assuming a 0 here, and we can use that function just fine to check what our number is here. So right now it's 0. The remainder of 0 divided by 2 is 0. So that's true. We're getting our positive velocity, which would cause this elevator to move upwards if it was currently hooked up, but it's not. So let's press the button once. Go back. You can see now we've got negative 100. We've got 1 here. I'll do one more output chip just so you can take a look. And we've got 1 here. So that iterated by 1, which gives us 1 divided by 2, a remainder of 1. Let's hit it again. Oh, I accidentally hit it twice. I really do not like the button in this thing. Okay, so now you can see we've got a 4 because we've hit the button 4 times total, but that doesn't make our system go wonky. We're still getting that 0 output, so we're getting a positive velocity. Let's put it on the negative velocity to hook it up. So now you can see we're getting negative 100. And here's another cool thing you can do with combinators. You can use them to sort of conflate two signals together if you don't set them up looped back against each other. So let me show you what I mean. We're not going to loop that green node back. We're just going to put both of these signals into here. And since it's not holding a variable, it's just going to make, like right now, it's just going to be outputting the negative 100. When that changes, it'll just output the positive 100. It's not going to hold the changing variable, which would have it set to 0 if it went from, negative 100 to positive. So let's hook that up. Like I said, we're not going over the piston yet. I will go over that in a later thing, but you'll just have to trust me. So that's its velocity node. That's its on-off node. Any non-zero value in the on-off node will make it turn on. So currently it is turned on. It's just since it's moving in a negative velocity, it's at the end of its negative axis, it can't go anywhere. So let's hop on that bad boy and take it up. Boom. Oh, well, that's the problem. Like I said, I really despise the button mechanics. There we go. Bye, button. So you can see we got to the top of our axis here, and it stopped. If I still had a button, I could use it to go down. So we're going to go get the button and demonstrate that works. First, let's take a nice look around, though. Look at the lake. So pretty. Okay, let's go ahead. Oof, and show that the button still works. I really hate that they took out the feature where you could, press the button easily while holding it. Now it just kind of presses itself randomly and, goes out of your hand for no reason. There we go. Press it again, so our elevator should be coming down. And there we are. So that's the basics of the comparer chip. I'll probably do another video where I put all these together, or actually they're all pretty well put together at the end of this one. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.